We're just talking about high school days. Lockers.
It's funny when you say that you're not an early riser, because I always just think of you like as Zan's personality, and I always picture Zan waking up at like 4 a.m. and like meditating for like 3 hours before everybody else is awake.
I'm the one who doesn't go to bed until 4 a.m.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Well, hello everybody who may or may not be out there. I see a couple of lurkers. We are the NAT30s, and this is the ongoing Bums of Greenest campaign. Looks like we've got an Arik joining us.
Oh, but we are not.
Hey, Patsy, thank you for the host.
Every need.
Hello, Raging Rolls. Nice to see you. What time is it? 2 in the afternoon? Nope. It would be morning time now, I think. Right? In the morning, 8, 11? I never know. You tell me every time.
Is
1
anybody
p.m.
else really messed up by daylight savings this year? Like, I cannot adjust.
Oh, 1 p.m.
What's going on, guys?
Yo.
Sorry about being late.
No problem.
Should be.
It's unforgivable, actually.
Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear the? Can you hear the tank?
A little, yeah.
Is it bad enough for me to go fill it? I can throw some water in it.
I don't hear it.
I don't hear it, honestly.
It's not that bad.
If it starts to bother you, just let me know. I'll just throw a thing of water in it.
No problem. So, great to see you, Raging Rolls. Thank you for hanging out. How has your Twisted DM prep been going? I have not been able to catch anything at all that you guys are doing anymore.
Why is it twisted?
It's just a term that he decided to use to describe it. It's not twisted as in like messed up. It's just twisted. I don't know. He can describe it better than I can. It's his creation. Gotcha. Almost killed his explorer. I mean, would that be bad? Maybe he would come back as like a something else and continue writing. But I haven't been able to catch up on what is there, although oops. First I ended up switching everything over to my earpods because I can't help but messing. Twisted as in unconventional, not cartography based, journal document based. So I am looking forward to when you begin to create all of the other pieces and see, if you decide to jump into DMing yourself. That will be an interesting story. We may be without a Vidania again due to babies, but we are slowly getting.
She's got to do something about those things.
The hardware ready so that maybe she will be able to play somewhere else or in a closet or somewhere where her children can't find her. I've got 2 laptops sitting over there
in the
ready
car, in the driveway,
for their owners.
Off the house Wi-Fi.
We need to dig her a hole and give her one of those like little rice paddy hats that have like the branches on them, like the Viet Cong did in Vietnam, so she can like hide in the bushes. The kids will walk right by her; they'll never know.
I don't know. Kids are very observant.
When they want to be.
Yeah, exactly, and they will want to be to get her.
It's like how much mine walked by the same pair of sunglasses for 10 minutes that he was looking for, and the 2-year-old went, "Here they are."
Yeah. Get your shoes. I can't find my shoes. Where's your shoes? No. They're right there. Right there. You're holding them.
Yeah, this is life for years to come. So announcements. Thank you to the Armory, our sponsor, local here in Fairhaven, Massachusetts. We are doing a giveaway this month. You can use your critties to enter into the giveaway. I lowered the amount so that it's actually only 3,500 critties, and you can enter as many times as you want. If the winner is a domestic U.S. resident, then I will be purchasing the prize, Icewind Dale, from the Armory this month and sending it out. So that is the prize this month. If you are international and you win, then we will do a D&D Beyond digital copy, just because international shipping has been crazy and I've done it all summer and I'm going to take a break. But now they have opened up D&D Beyond key redemptions and stuff. You can gift things to people. So finally they got on board with that very basic service. So there's that. Also, thank you to Foundry, which we will be using at least in the background, if not for today's game. And yes, it was insane. Also to the Compound Network, which is our local group of great creators here in South Coast, Massachusetts. I've been talking with James more recently. I'm going to go check out the studio space on the 30th before they stream and before all the... they don't have that many people in there anymore. I think they've got maybe 4 people at a time, but I'm going to go check it out and just see what it looks like. And hopefully when things are normal-ish, we will collaborate on what that future space looks like one day.
I've read a lot from doctors saying that if the vaccines get approval by the end of next month, regular folks like us start getting it in April. By midsummer, most Americans should be vaccinated, and we should be getting out of this fucking dumpster fire.
Well, it is USA, so don't hold your breath. But I am still going to be working on all of that so that, like, when we determine what that looks like and when it looks like, it will be ready, instead of it being like, hey, everything's fine now. Now I'll start working on this project. I'm going to work on it beforehand.
That's why I'm not in charge of this. It'd be the day before.
I have to build a set, so no. It's got to be planned well before that, but probably a year from now. It's just the way it is. Let's see. So I think that's it. Oh, just a reminder, Critties, you can enter into the giveaway. Stickers, you can give people re-rolls. You can also do just donations too. It's either stickers or the same amount in just a straight donation if you don't want to give your money to Twitch, which is totally fine with me. I have put the amounts down in the bottom part, so it's the same amount either way, just the whole thing goes to us instead of you spending money that partly goes to Twitch, as they are now flooding everybody with ads, apparently.
Can I ask why Micaiah is wearing one glove?
Because she can.
Yes. Because I'm celebrating Michael Jackson's Day. No, because I cut my hand when I was cutting my potatoes, and it's pretty decent cut, so I didn't want to have it like just hanging out.
Okay.
So I've been wearing a glove while it's healing.
Just curious.
Today you cut it?
I was no, it was last night actually.
Oof.
So like at school, I didn't want to have like it flopping out in the air. You know? So I had a glove on. So I'm just gonna keep it on till it's healed-ish. Because I'm a freak. But
I feel you. I never worn a glove over my wound, but I've cut the tips of my fingers off and many times.
Yeah. Oh, I'm always cutting myself. I suck at cutting things, but I still keep doing it anyway.
I've had things hanging out of my arm before. That's
I was there.
Oh yeah, I've heard that story. I'm gonna transition us to the intro now.
Oh my, what do we do? What do we do? I'll go get an emergency kit. He was like,
Yeah, I
freaking out.
cut myself all
You
the time.
should've
I didn't
you should've
freak
just
out.
laid your hands on
I went and got my first aid kit because, like, I always have a first aid kit for cutting myself.
You should have just laid hands on him. You'd have been
It's
fine.
not the first
I didn't
time
have
I've.
that yet. I wasn't that high level.
Oh, too bad.
It's not the first time that he's seen me accidentally draw copious amounts of blood on myself either, so that's
Oh,
okay.
jeez.
It was a frequent occurrence by accident. You know?
And
Lift.
we're back.
Hi.
All
Live
right.
fast, die young, and leave a good-looking corpse.
Annie's laugh gets me every time.
What happened, kid?
Leave
Lauren,
a
are you still there? Okay, yeah, you're there. You were very still for a moment. I was like, is she still there?
like a mannequin. Like,
With her fur. It looks like a fur from my angle.
it's very cozy looking, whatever that is.
It's my giant robe. I'm very happy.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so when we last left the bums of Greenest, you had just defeated Rathmodar of the Red Wizards and Asbarajos, also of the Red Wizards. You were inside of the Skyreach Castle where you had traveled from all the way down in Greenest to the south of El Terrell, up to Baldur's Gate, then to Waterdeep, along to the Karnath Roadhouse, jumped into a portal to the hunting lodge to the north of Parnast, and then made your way onto the castle. After speaking with Blagothtis, the leader of the castle, you determined that he was in need of your help. A cloud giant whose mate's soul was being held captive by these red wizards, and they were making him transport the cult of the dragon, a white dragon named Glaziel the Cloud Chaser, and worm speaker Resmir, the black dragonborn. He requested your aid in securing his mate's soul's safety, and you set down into the Red Wizard Tower, where you were confronted by Rathmodar and Asbarajos. A battle ensued while Abaddon skulked around on the second floor, gathering documentation and paperwork. After killing the Red Wizard Rathmodar, he mysteriously liquefied, while the body of Asbarajos, who appears to have been in the middle of being sacrificed in this ritual, remained. Despite that, Arik still cut off his head and has it in a bag. But you explored a little bit, gathering more paperwork, more evidence, found that it does not appear that the castle has been alerted to what has just happened, although you did see the cloud giants that are some of Blagothkis's people looking around to see if there was any kind of update at some point or evidence of what was occurring inside of the tower. After doing some more looking around, you determined you were going to take a short rest in Rathmodar's quarters, where Zan set to work deciphering a note that Abaddon had found, or a letter, and you all had a moment to just kind of sit and go through the paperwork and documents and books that you had gathered from your search in the various rooms. So I'm just going to go over what you found very quickly. So a thorough search of the room yielded several letters from Rathmodar to Rathmodar from Severin, the supreme leader of the Cult of the Dragon. Severin's letters reveal the depths of the connections between the Red Wizards, at least those friendly to Rathmodar, and the cult. You see phrases like, Tiamat will know of your pledge to aid us with the Red Wizard spellsmiths. This will not go unrewarded. We will speak soon about the soul ritual and the plan to gather such a vast horde so as to bring forth the queen. You also found letters from Fae revealing that clearly some of the Red Wizards are not nearly as keen on the cult's plans. Modar, this plan is foolish. Modar, what good will come of this for Fae? So let's see. You also found letters to Resmir from Rath Modar. There's one in particular that reads, Wormspeaker, I have met with the Cloud Giant and convinced him to work with us, explaining that the summoning ritual for an ice devil would mean the end of his mate's soul was all that was needed. For all their braggadocious flair, giants are always easy to bend. The castle is controlled by the soul of the mate, and she will do as we ask to avoid a fate tied to the hells. I have sealed her in her tomb and instructed her to communicate with the master of the castle telepathically, and even then, only to speak the navigation instructions as dictated by us. I implore you to consider. The letter abruptly ends and does not appear to have been sent, as it was sitting in his room. Avedon, you found several books as well. Unless you are trying to hide the fact that you were looking at them, or which books did you happen to look at while others were there?
I would have pulled out the devil one because I think that one was open, right?
Of devils?
Am I on? Oh yeah. Yep.
You would read that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have started with that, depending on how much time we had.
Okay. So as Avedon is reading this one book called Of Devils, in common it does explain lesser devils and greater devils, contracts, how devils will target individuals and then set upon them when they're most vulnerable, getting them to willingly sign contracts, typically with the ultimate payment being their soul. The soul is taken to the 9 hells, where it will serve the devil for eternity, or unless freed somehow, either through a loophole in the contract, or by attempting to renegotiate with the devil you signed the contract with. Trying to destroy the devil, the contract, does nothing, as all contracts are owned by Asmodeus himself, ultimately. So as you're reading all of these notes, this is the knowledge that you gain from that book.
And
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, you finish your train of thought.
Yep. The Beyond the Iron Gates book, I will look at that.
Okay.
And then not the other two.
All right. So the one that is Beyond the Iron Gates, I believe they are the only one who can read the language that it's written in, so I won't read that one out loud.
Okay.
Is this the first time we've heard the name of the supreme leader of the cult, or have we come across this name before?
Talus mentioned the name to you when you were in the hunting lodge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when we asked about leaders, right?
Yeah,
Say that.
What was the name again? Was it
Severin?
Right? Oh, Severin.
Severin. Yeah, it's the red worm speaker.
Yes. She named all the worm speakers, I think.
Right.
And the paintings that I took notice in the hallway, they were all of Neverwinter, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would have relayed that to the group at some point during this rest, that it's odd that all the paintings in this hallway are of Neverwinter and various states of destruction, attack.
No, there was only one that described or that visually showed the opening of the Great Rift with the tentacles coming out. So this would be knowledge that you would have. Actually, everybody would be aware of this. Neverwinter went through an event quite a while ago, 100 years or so ago, but was only recently rectified, where a rift into, I believe it was, I'm gonna have to just double check. A rift was opened up, like almost in the center of it, but it took up about a third of the city, and demons and monsters and everything were coming out of it for a long time. That is the reason why the road has to be rebuilt between Neverwinter and Waterdeep, and why the Karnath Roadhouse is there, because the trade was broken by the event that happened. People don't get there very easily, but it's in the process of recovering now that Lord Neverember has started the whole trade route rebuilding. But it was a huge event that lasted over 100 years, and Neverwinter Nights and all those video games and everything is all based off of that. So I can give you some background.
Well, still damn peculiar.
I can give you some additional information on Neverwinter and what you would know of the great event that happened there.
Okay.
After. So you all sit in this room, Zan working feverishly at the desk to translate the letter. And is there anything that you do during this hour's rest? Short rest?
No, I don't think so. I just rub my holy stones and
I was gonna say Arik is just gonna sort of just gently stroke the bag that has the head in it, but I think you have me beat with rubbing your holy stones.
oh yeah.
A couple of creeps.
Where did you put Asbar Joseph's body? He has like the full robes, couple of arrows sticking out of him from Vidania. But is there any place in particular that you put him?
I suppose I didn't think of that, to be completely honest. If I were to, probably just stashed behind the table with a smashed skull.
Oh. We should see what the fuck that staff is about that we didn't examine and just threw in the bag of holding.
Avedon threw that in the bag of holding like Mary Poppins pulled out. Remember that from the movie when he pulled out that giant floor lamp?
So is Erd not asking Avedon about...
Did anybody see me do that?
You did not indicate that you were doing it stealthily, so...
Okay.
Well, it was also like right in front of us all. It's just like...
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you were fighting at the time, weren't you?
Yeah.
No, it was over. It was after the fight.
I mean, there was a lot of chaos going on, but you didn't mention that you were trying to be stealthy. You said you did it quickly, but
not
you didn't.
Secretively.
Yeah, you didn't say you were doing it secret. But so is Erd not asking?
Yeah. Let me see that stuff you found out, lassie, whoever you are. Even us.
Hey, guy.
Hey, guy. Okay, well...
Hey, guy, why don't you pull out your staff over there, huh? Your staff,
Okay, see that staff? Let's go sit at Donkey's and just maybe see if we can get
Compare
it on
staff.
Pull your fucking staff out of your bag, kid. Okay, I need to see it now. Stat.
I will have the book the Beyond the Iron Gates. I'll kind of be reading that, and I'll just kind of shake and say, "Hold on. You know, I have to tell you a little bit about this book because it's pretty wild shit." And so I'll say that what I've read so far describes how to summon devils, but when I was breezing through, that final chapter says, what does it say? describes the use of massive summonings and sacrificing hundreds of souls to bring, guess who? You guessed it, Tiamat, bodily, out of the 9 hells and into this world. So it's a ritual. And it needs a lot of preparation and expense. It says so right here. But it doesn't say the actual, like, the magic that it needs or the chants in this volume, like the words. It must be in a different book. This must be like 1 or 2. Anyway, it doesn't really say when they're going to do it. Or the significance of the treasure that the cult amassed. So just saying, heads up. And then I'll just put the book down, and then I'll put it in the bag because nobody can read it anyway. And then I'll get the staff out.
I suppose we should be on the lookout for the second volume of the book. Perhaps it has a counter spell.
Right? Maybe if we can find it, then we can, we'll learn more. Is this the book that I found alone, or one of the books that I found on the table with everybody?
I don't remember.
Okay. I just wanted to remember where it was that we could look if we were to look again. So I guess that question doesn't matter.
You guys have already gone through everything at this point.
There would not have anything left.
Yeah, you guys have thoroughly searched the
We've
tower.
ransacked this tower like raccoons in a friggin' pantry.
Okay. Okay.
Trash
Well,
pandas.
here's the staff.
Thank you.
So you pull out the staff with a red gem on the end of it that you all clearly recognize as being one that Rathmodar was wielding, and you get that familiar warmth that you know to be from a magical item.
It's tingling me fingertips.
Just double check.
Is it inscribed with anything? Does it say anything on it?
No, it has that warmth to it, but you don't know anything. You're kind of like holding it in your hands, looking at it, looking over it, and being familiar now with various types of magical items. You know that you would need to become familiar with it and spend some time with it in order to understand what it does.
All right. I hand it back to her. Stick is no weapon for a dwarf.
It's a magic stick.
Well, it is awfully pretty. Maybe I'll hang on to it. Red.
I love stuff on sticks. Just stick some meat on it.
Abaddon, are you going to use this or?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I can figure it out.
So when you attune to it, which will only take, like 30 minutes to an hour, you determine it is, well, it's in your character sheet. It is a staff of fire, and all of the things that it can do are there. Should be in your inventory on D&D Beyond.
Doubles the fireball range and damage.
That's perfect for her. She can roast that many more lizards alive.
Oh.
Barbecue gator.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
All right. And in Abaddon, in your head, when you, as you become like more familiar with it, and then you start to realize what it can do, you hear a voice in your head that goes, "Be careful with that thing in Draconic."
I do not like this voice. I know
You
we
can't hear it.
I don't like it. Outside the game, I don't like it. I sleep over this.
And
Batman, I have
and
crazy
it
plans.
follows up with, the last time you used something like that, you killed me.
I was right.
Ooh, that's
Okay. I'm gonna be like,
Shut up with your mono.
Or when you say nothing, you hear, nothing to say. And then your hand comes up and just slaps you across the face real quick.
damn it.
And then you hear, so you guys all look over and you see Abaddon just like, and then her hand slaps herself across the face. And in your head, Abaddon, you just hear, ha! It's like this like raspy laugh.
So we'd all see that.
Yeah, you all saw her slap herself.
Arik's gonna look over and ask her, "Are you okay? You've been acting very strange lately."
And you hear coming out of her mouth, do you speak Draconic, Arik?
I do not.
Okay. The others in the room who do, you
I
hear
do.
you hear her say, I'm fine, bald man, baldy, bald.
Hey, don't make fun of my boyfriend like that.
But what does it sound like though in Draconic? Is what I want to know.
Alright.
I don't know, Abaddon, what does it sound like in Draconic?
Jesus.
I picture Draconic very angry, like German.
I can't do it. I don't
It's
know.
probably like, "Aki bak."
Very
That sounded like
clucky.
Angry Rooster.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't know.
Or not just kind of looking at her shaking
We're just
her head.
making shit up. That's what this game is, right?
Arik's just looking around like she just started screaming at him in this crazy language. She doesn't know what the hell to do. You just
Can
look,
I cast? Where is it?
Oh, you're gonna cast a spell on me already?
Already?
Well, we're sitting here. Might as well. Where is it?
Well,
did you
I'll
s-
balk at him, but am I totally out of control, or am I
No,
able
you're-
to speak?
No, you're fine. You're fine. It's just when these things happen, you have no control over yourself.
I want to use divine sense on her. So I can detect good and evil. It'll let me. Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the hollow spell, or no location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
Can you click on that in the chat bubble thing? So I can
Let's see.
make sure to do. Never mind, I got it.
Okay. I don't know even where it is in this sheet. It's not it's like an ability, not a.
Should be in your features. What was it called again?
Divine sense. Here it is.
Here it is. All right.
when you say she's out of when she can't control herself, so when it speaks when it speaks for her, can still control her body, or does it completely take over her entire being for that second?
You don't know.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
When in doubt, take a sip of tea. Makes everything better. No tea, Abaddon? Not
Okay.
tonight?
Tea.
You got tea?
Mm-hmm. Cheers.
Plant lady.
So as you focus in your divine sense in the direction of Abaddon, after watching her slap her face, after seeing her try to grab things and just acting off, and then hearing her speaking in Draconic
This is the
randomly.
second time because she yelled at me in Draconic earlier. So
Yeah, she's
No,
done several things in your presence. You see this, you focus in your energy and you can see this light aura coming off of her body as she sits there, like looking up at Arik from her seat. And you can tell that there is an undead presence to her.
I don't even know what to say about that.
I thought it was like something to do with maybe Lenathon or something like that at first.
Is it in her or like around her? I don't know how specific this like gets. Just something affected by the hollows. Blah 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 blah. So
you can just see the aura is undead. It's like this strange grayish. It's like a glow, but a subdued glow around her body. And you can tell that there is undead presence there.
Not gonna take out a ration, start eating it, and go. The lass has an undead presence around her. That's disconcerting.
Wait a second. What do you mean, Ernie? How can you tell that?
I have a divine sense.
Sound like a sixth sense type of thing.
Yeah, sorta. 6, 7 cents. I don't know how many you come with, but
I mean,
she's
do you
got an
see
aura of undead around her.
undead people? So it's like a seventh sense. You see undead people.
Oh, I don't see the people. I see a glow.
Oh, you see undead glow.
Aye. Do you know you have an undead glow, lass?
I'll just shake my head. I'll just like shake my head. Not like no, but more like what the ugh. And I'll just say, I hear voices sometimes.
Abaddon, you hear in your head, shh, they're on to us. Quiet. In Draconic.
Jeez, it's the nips.
Does the glow pulsate when it talks at all, or
No.
is it just even?
Nope.
I don't even know if I can ask this, but how long does Erdy's spell last? Can I ask that?
You don't know.
One.
I don't know. I'll just
But I can use it more than once.
He's on to you.
I'll just say,
I told you something was weird with this one.
I do have holy water, and I can make holy water. I know that.
I'll just say,
Just dump it on her.
He's just exercising a demon.
I'll just,
As they're having their conversation, Zan's just gonna look up. Can you keep it down? This is difficult.
Can I say, I just hear voices sometimes. It's not a big deal. Don't worry so much, Erdy. Plus, keep an eye out. We don't know if somebody's gonna show up in here.
I just kind of ignore that and look at the others and say,
there was much rejoicing.
I could splash some holy water on her. Might make it go away.
Thank you for the follow.
I mean, it's worth a try. It's not gonna hurt her, is it?
I'm right here.
Oh, we
Don't
do you.
talk
But
about
are you?
We
But
see
are
you.
Talk about
that,
me like I'm not in the room.
You're also here with a fella.
We're not. I was gonna say we're not talking about you. We're talking about whatever is in you.
Yeah, I mean, you're acting real weird, slapping yourself and stuff.
Yeah, you hurt. You
I
hurt
mean,
yourself. Smacking
things
yourself.
are gonna get dangerous. We can't have you just all of a sudden starting to slap yourself. We need you.
I'll toss the bottle of holy water over to Eric, because he's close, like right next to her.
Oh, you're making.
Arik is not a holy man.
You don't need to be a holy man to dump water on the devil.
I'll say,
Micaiah, while they're arguing, Micaiah's just gonna go over, grab it, uncork it, dump it on her head.
Okay.
Goddamn.
Okay. Abaddon.
Now this
Doing
is
it.
a wet t-shirt contest. When the hell did this
For the
happen?
second time in your short stint with this group of people, you find yourself drenched in holy water, and you just stand there with this water dripping off of you. And Erdnot, the aura is still there. And Abaddon, in your head, you just hear this laughter, this raspy, just like, not an evil laugh, a like legitimately thinks this is the most hilarious thing they have ever seen in their undead life laugh in your head. And it doesn't stop. It just keeps going for like 2 minutes. It just keeps going.
I'll take my empty water thing back and just go, still there. Didn't work.
Didn't work when you did it on the boat either.
No.
Well, she was possessed by something else at that point.
I'm gonna be laughing again. I'm gonna be laughing. Like, I'm laughing because it's
I am
funny.
laughing.
And then I'm gonna take out of my bag my own bottle of holy water and show them that I have it with me and I'm unaffected by it. And then I'm gonna put it back into my little sack. I'm gonna say.
Gonna look at you and say, no, listen, no hard feelings. I just didn't want them to waste their time sitting there arguing, so I just figured just get it over with.
Well, I'm gonna wipe myself off.
When we have more time,
Still
we
laughing.
might be able to prepare something to exercise it.
Yes.
But I'll have to wait till later. And
Well,
it might hurt.
A lot of that could have waited till later.
Plus,
Now I'm
I
all
don't
wet.
want to be
It's
possessed.
fucking freezing outside. I'm not possessed by anything. I just slapped myself in the face. Don't you ever slap yourself in the face just to get your blood flowing again?
Of my own volition.
That,
Yeah, but I don't have an undead presence about me.
You don't
Do
see
I
anything.
hurt? Do I have an undead presence?
What if that spell went awry and all you see is my charming glow? I mean, if your holy water doesn't work, there's got to be a reason. Maybe it's not so bad. Maybe I'm not so bad. Jeez Louise. I'm just going to sit down on the floor.
Wait.
And I'm going to, yeah. I'm going to take out that book that I was reading and I'm just going to be like, I'll dry off while we wait.
Just give her that look of Stanley from The Office.
Still say something's wrong with that one.
You can get cozy in front of the fireplace that's still going, and dry off very quickly.
Fireplace.
Arik has enough of all that. He's gonna go over to Zan and tap him on the shoulder and look over and ask, how's it going? The code break. That's what Zan's doing, right? Aren't you? He's transcribing something.
I'll have to use this after a fight.
Right, Pat?
Yes.
I remember.
How long was it that we said
An
it would
hour.
take? Okay,
It
so
was
he
an
won't
hour.
be done
Yeah.
with it till the end of the show list. I'm still working on it.
Unless you guys are done, that.
We probably are. I think.
Yeah, we can say your short rest is coming to an end there. So.
I just had a breakthrough. I think I got this.
Miraculous.
That was good. That was seamless. I like that.
Did you want to share that, Izzy, or did you want Zan to just kind of cliff notes it?
I can read it, or you can read it. Do you have the whole thing? The whole thing. Right?
I think I do, but my eyes aren't the best. I have it on my phone.
Oh, no problem. I'll read it. I'll read it
yeah.
out loud. Okay, so the letter reads, "May this message find you well, Sotana. It is Nightall 21 at the time of this writing, and I have boarded Skyreach Castle after fleeing Castle Naratar with the Black Worm Speaker Resmir. I have found over these past several months that despite the large numbers, the cult of the dragon continues to be easily disrupted by small bands of infiltrators. I have yet to convince any of them to reveal to me exactly who is sending them, but I believe multiple factions are growing wise to the cult's plans. This worries me for many reasons, which I know you and I have discussed at length. Modar remains steadfast and confident in his plan to request aid when Tiamat is risen. I, however, feel unease as dragons are not known for keeping their word. Though perhaps he is right, and she will reward our loyalty with the army he seeks. I do hope so for all of our sakes. It would be devastating if we escaped the horror of Zastam only to be consumed by the five-headed Queen of Dragons. In regards to your request, I do indeed have information for you. Before I lost contact with our infiltrator within the Arcane Brotherhood at Host Tower, they revealed that one of the brightest among the Brotherhood, a tiefling sorcerer affectionately known as Macath the Crimson, had become aware of the last known whereabouts of the Dracorn in the sea of moving ice. Allegedly, her knowledge of dragon lore and relics was unmatched, and she sought to know more, so she journeyed north. However, the Arcane Brotherhood lost touch with her about 3 years ago. Not entirely unexpected, as it is part of Sorry, hold on. These dragon names are like really crazy. Arathator, I've heard it said before, and I can't remember how it's pronounced. Domain. As mentioned, I believe our comrade may have been discovered, as it has been some time since I heard from her, and the Arcane Brotherhood is quite powerful. I hope to be able to confirm my suspicions soon. On a more humorous note, the worm speakers of the cult have decided that they want to alter the narrative and have instructed their lessers to refer to the organization as the Queen's Consort. It appears to be an attempt at garnering more support. Foolish nonsense. I thought you would appreciate it. May Kosuth guide you, friend. Asbarajos.
Poor guy. Wish he lived.
It's kind of weird because it's the Mother of Dragons, Queen's Consort. Is that
The
supposed
queen.
to be like
It's a Queen of Dragons.
Right, but is that supposed to be like a... Oh, it's Queen of Dragons. I thought it was Mother of Dragons. Oh, that's Game of Thrones. Never mind. Scratch that. Well,
Lots of useful information there.
I was gonna say Zan has the voice of an angel. Oh, what was this song? What was it last time this song?
That was a great song. Love it.
Oh yeah. What was it?
Hmm?
The bard from last session that you did.
Oh, I'm gonna.
The guy that was terrible.
His name was Marius.
Marius.
What did
Yeah.
he sound like?
That was awesome.
I'm trying to remember what he sounded like.
Oh yeah, she was like, "Oh my."
Now I'm gonna hold it and make you guys go find him to hear it again.
I want to.
Oracle search far and wide.
I'm gonna put this letter in the player resources just so you guys have the text and you can see, how words are spelled and things. Because there's names and shit in here that's okay. Words and things. So, as you sit there, it's been an hour, and you have learned that there is a larger force at work here. You have learned that the soul of Escarlota is within her tomb, although more so it appears to have been instructed to stay there as opposed to being locked in. And
Just repeat that. That skipped in my headphones for some reason. My phone.
Escarlota, the soul of the Cloud Giant's mate, is in her tomb, according to the letters that you found.
Yep, heard that.
Oh, yeah.
But then you said something about having to stay in there.
So she appears to be staying in there as opposed to being locked in there. She was instructed to stay.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Arik will stand and sling the sack with the head over his shoulder and say, should we get the show on the road? Should we get going?
Well, are we going to the giant king himself, or are we just telling one of the big ones outside?
I'd say tell one of the other giants, his lieutenants. Give them the head as proof. And then maybe they can offer us some ogres to help us with taking out Resmir.
Giants will not be that generous. They might still betray us.
We would need to speak to Blagothus about having his men help us. Until he's sure her soul is safe, he isn't going to risk moving on the cult without retaliation.
Aye.
Maybe we can see if one of the lieutenants can seal Rezmir in her room then. Make sure she can't escape.
DM, about what time is it?
It's about 8:30.
By this time, she's definitely probably already in her room, possibly for the night. If we hurry now to go speak to the king, we might be able to catch her while she's asleep.
Aye, I agree. Let's go with haste.
I agree.
Okay. But don't forget about that puddle.
What? Avedon,
The one you're standing in?
Avedon, why are you soaking wet?
Zan, I'll explain later.
We threw Wrath Modar on her.
Oh, that butt water.
Ass water.
So as you guys gather
That's
all
what
of
I was
your...
loving. I was performing an enema.
Ooh, Jesus.
Oh my.
Jesus.
As you gather all of your stuff and after your short rest and head out into the hallway of the tower where the spiral staircase is. I'm just going to move you all so that you can see what this looks like. And you head back out this front door and onto the skyway, linking the to the smaller tower, which then you go up and then across to the main keep. You can see as you walk out, the wind has picked up a little bit more. There's pretty much nobody around outside now, with the sun having gone down. It is fairly dark out here. There is some light from like little flickers of light that you can see here and there in the upper courtyard area, but you do see as you step out into the onto that sky bridge type, you look over and you can see the two giants they're just kind of like patrolling slightly outside, chatting with one another as you walk out. And when the door opens to the keep and then you step out, you see Hulda turns and looks over at you. Her head and I would say maybe a good half of her body at this point actually is above the fog that has rolled in. Both of their bodies, they're 20 feet tall. So they look over at you and are standing probably, actually, I think you can just barely see them on your screen as you step out here. So.
About how far away are they?
They are about 100 or so feet, I believe. 150 feet, 160 feet away.
That's not terribly far for a giant, though, correct? Since they're so big.
Well, they can make the stride over faster than us.
Yeah, they could walk over faster. They're kind of standing there in the courtyard, the mist swirling around below. You cannot see anybody else walking around in the heavy fog. But when they see you, you see Hulda's face almost like relaxes a little bit as you come out, and there's a slight smile across her lips as you exit. Then, what are you doing? What is your next course of action?
I think
Should
we
we
should
give
go.
them a thumbs up and just keep walking to, because the way up to Blagugathis or whatever his name is straight across, right?
Yep.
I think we should at least talk to them first. Tell them.
All right, well, somebody wave him over. I can't fucking see.
I hold up Erdnot above, like we're Rafiki holding up baby Simba.
Are you waving them over?
Yes.
Okay. So you do a signal, and you see them look at each other, and they exchange some words between them, and then what was his name? Wigglow actually heads in your direction, and Hulda stays behind. And you see her starting to head in the direction of the ogre barracks. So Wigglow heads over towards you, but he goes more. He does not go up the stairs in your direction. He kind of like comes over and ends up underneath where you are. And given his height, hold on, he's probably about like 40 feet below you at this point, and he's standing underneath the sky bridge there. And one second, I'm gonna look at his shit here. So he is standing below your location, and he calls up to you from below. Is it done?
It is done.
We are going to speak to the king now to inform him.
There's no time. We will inform him.
Is the Black Dragonborn in her room?
Yes, she has not left.
Has anyone gone in since she's been there?
Not that we have seen.
Have there been any puddles?
Quiet, girl.
There's no answer from him, as he's just like...
How large is her room? Is it like the Wizard's Tower? Are there multiple levels, or is it just one room?
And one way in.
There is just one room. You can enter from inside, or you can come in through the front.
So there is another exit.
Yes, speak to the ogres. I must get everything ready.
Good luck to you.
Have you any ogres to spare to join us?
That I don't know. They can at least lead you. We must get ready.
Aye, good luck.
Good luck to you. And he starts heading back towards the direction that Hulda went. All right, so what are you doing?
Ark's gonna look at the bag that he had slung over his shoulder with the head in it and just kind of... Guess I didn't really need that after all, did I? He's just gonna still tie it to his belt anyways. You never know when you might need a head.
A severed head.
A severed head.
Hey, they've come in handy.
Never goes
That's
unwritten.
true.
Feed it to an ogre, boy. We got to get going. Sneak in through the other entrance.
Let's go.
Okay.
What?
Who's that?
Huh?
I'm hearing voices.
It was an ogre.
Was that Abaddon?
It's Abaddon's possession.
Did I hear it was in Abaddon's head?
Okay. All right, so you guys are heading into the main keep? Or are you going into the front door?
No, we'll go. He said to go where the ogres are, and they'll lead us around to the back way, I guess.
Okay. So you
That's
head
what
across.
we should do.
Okay, so you head across the sky bridge and up that center tower, and then again across into the main keep, and you find yourselves once again standing. Let me just double check I've got everybody, because I'm just gonna move you over. You find yourselves once again standing in that main hall, looking over where you could see just like the faint flicker of the end of that large blue flame that appears to be guiding and controlling this castle. As you walk in here, it is fairly quiet, although you can hear from down below the movement of the large ogres that you all have dealt with.
I'm under the assumption, because he didn't come with us but told us to go to the ogres, and the ogres will help us, that they have like a detailed description to not smush us.
We'll find out. I can see it on her face that she's gonna be like,
You don't know.
I don't know.
It's like, they're not very smart, so it's like.
But we
They
have the
they
words.
drop pictures of us real quick and be like, "No, kill these ones."
Little stick figures. Two little bald ones. One with a hood. A little white one. One with boobs. And a wolf.
All right, so what are you doing?
We hear them below, you said, right?
Yep.
All right.
Shall we head downstairs?
We
Alright,
shall.
let's go.
All right, so I'm bringing it back over to this other map. Sorry, just back and forth, but there's like 6 levels to the map. So you find yourselves at, let me just make sure I pull you over. You find yourselves descending the stairs into the chamber where the large blue flame exists. The runes all around it are bright and pulsating as this huge blue flame. Again, that heat is coming off of it, but every few seconds there's also just this flash of cold that's just not consistent with what you know of fire. And as you descend, you do see multiple rooms surrounding, and an open grate that appears to lead into another section. Coming down the stairs, you can hear the doors are actually all open, and you can hear ogres and see them as they're passing through and passing by. It's fairly loud. You, Arik, can smell the familiar scents associated with forging weapons and smithing coming from the door directly in front of you as you all kind of step forward and look in and see a large forge, obviously for creatures bigger than human size. And there are ogres inside that room getting to work with their tasks. What are you guys doing?
I'm trying to remember. I had it written down.
I mean, is that
The names of those two. What were the names of the two? Yeah. Williff and... No. Hulla? I had
Oh,
it written down,
giant.
but I spilled.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
we didn't get the
giants,
name of the ogres.
Hulda, and Wiggloff.
Wiggloff. Okay. I had it written down somewhere. Alright.
Is that the only room with ogres? Or...
Nope, all of the rooms around you. But you're, unless you're kind of wandering around, you've stopped, or the room immediately to your right is the closest one. But there's movement you can hear. It's very warm down here. So, what you up to?
Arik will step in towards the room with the forge.
Okay. All right, so you step in, and immediately you see one of the ogres who's working on the on crafting something, turns around and sees you.
Hail, Blagothkus.
And it stops, and you see another one who comes down from the north side of the room, and it says, "Hail! Oh, I remember you."
It's our friend
And
Og.
it's your friend from upstairs, although he looks very similar to the other one standing there, so you may or may not have recognized him.
They all look the same, or not.
They all look the same.
Or
He
not
steps
racist.
forward, his like full body and his big boobs just flopping as he's walking in.
Boobs. Oh, can that be the word of the week? Floppin'?
Flopping?
No, floppin'. F-L-O-P-I-N.
That's flopin'. That would be flopin'.
Floppin'.
Floppin', is that our word of the week?
Anyone got anything better?
Sure.
I mean,
Or it
Oh,
could
I
be
like floppin'.
It could be holy water.
It's a possibility. We'll see.
But if they say it with a G, it doesn't count. They have to say floppin'. No flopping.
Right way.
Yeah.
It is not flopping.
Should there be an apostrophe after
Yeah.
the N?
It has to be spelled exactly the right way.
It has to be proper grammar
Or
and
it's
syntax.
All right, so our word of the week is floppin', with no G and an apostrophe at the end. Be sure to go to the Armory or Tabletop Games or New England Comics in the New Bedford, Fairhaven, Westport area to enter to win in-game prizes with Floppin' this week.
I mean, come on, there's good stuff. Tasha's Cauldron of Everything just came out.
Oh yeah, you never know. So he lumbers over in your direction with like what you believe to be possibly a smile on his face, his teeth all sticking out.
Is this the one that pet the rug with me?
Might be.
Oh.
They all look the same
There
to her
were-
too.
There were a couple that like seemed to like you guys, but
We have pet ogres.
yeah, they're difficult to differentiate. At least in this state, they're all kind of just like sweating and not wearing a lot of clothes down here. So there isn't like special things to differentiate them all from each other.
I had to check the Twitch because I really thought that somebody had like redeemed a bum, and I thought that's where you were going. I was
No.
like, oh no, not again.
Not tonight. Usually Saturdays are the day I have to do that. So it comes over and he looks at you all and he says, "We're getting ready for war." And the one behind him goes, and that one behind him might be a female version of an orc, but you're not, or an ogre, sorry, but you're not quite sure. They're, again, everything's kind of similar.
They're all floppy.
Like, "Pew."
War good, war fun.
Yeah.
And then Arik will point to the group and say, we're on a secret mission for the Master." That's what they call it Master, right? Called Blagothkus Master. They didn't
Yeah.
call him King.
They did.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. The other giants called him King. We called him We're on a secret mission for the Master. Do you know the black half dragon, where it sleeps? Then I'll go.
And when you say that, it goes up. Shh.
Oh, now it's not going to tell us.
But his eyes kind of get a little bit wide, and then the one that's standing behind, who's working on a large weapon of some kind, turns and they look at each other. And that one like leans back so that they can get a good look at you and says, "Careful, scary magic, very dangerous."
Art's gonna look over his shoulder at Avedon, Micaiah, our two casters, and go, "Much scary magic to the ogres."
The one that is standing in front, the other one goes back to, like, just nods and then goes back to working. And the one that's standing in front says, "Come." And kind of pushes you all out of the way and squeezes past you, like, get a little bit of ogre sweat on you as they just, like, slide past your bodies and into this main area. And then they lead you down behind the stairwell to a room that you hadn't seen, and you can see all of the ogres again are working feverishly right now. And this one leads you into this this room that appears to be sleeping chambers, and there are a couple in here that are just kind of stuffing their faces.
Oh, how does it smell in here?
It smells really, really bad. It smells really bad.
All I can think of is Dave. I know that's a reference for one person on this, and I'm sorry, but Cuba just gets.
Well, that was an impressive stench from just one person.
Yeah. We'll explain off air.
So, we all have that friend.
Don't you dare.
Oh.
I was waiting for somebody.
I mean, sometimes people, they don't want to use deodorant any longer. So
I did that for a while at work too. My friend Kevin, who's my my work husband, he was like, "Liz is gonna save the world by not wearing any deodorant." And I was like, "I think he's telling me I need to put some deodorant on."
I just remember Lauren trying to put, I don't even remember what it was, like lemon juice or something on her armpits, and I'm just like, "Darling, there you go."
Yeah, I did lavender.
Doesn't work. Stick with chemicals.
Shove the aluminum.
What was it? You're trying to put on yourself.
Stick with chemicals.
Dressing in orange.
Oh. Okay.
So you enter into this room. I mean, this first floor hasn't smelled great, but as you approach, yes, you get that smell that only an ogre can have. The sweat, the stank, if you will, and it's all consolidated mostly into this room. Although you're unsure because you haven't been into any of the other rooms, how bad it can get.
Is it comparable to a bunch of half giants? Would Zan be phased by this odor?
It's different than a half giant. Like, half giants take care of themselves better, as do giants, but there's like cloud giants, stone giants, like those types. But ogres, trolls, and Ettins and others that are similar to just this less clean version of giant.
It's got more of a tang to it.
There you go. A little citrusy aftertaste in your mouth from standing in the room.
It's like Avedon's armpit.
And it directs you and motions towards a spiral staircase. Yet another one that you see, and one of the other one that's in this room, kind of shoving food into its face, looks over at you all, and those who could speak giant, you hear them say to one another, like they're going to go fight the black dragonborn. And the one that's eating is like, "Ooh," and then just like steps back out of the way. And so your guide turns to look at you and says, "Down there. This leads to that room. Be careful."
Thank you.
Trying to figure out how the hell to ask one of them to come with us. Are any of you brave enough to join us?
Want to smash skull?
I know, right? There we go. I like that.
You see them look at each other. There's one that seems to be sleeping in the back there. And when you say that, like, their body just like kind of turns a little bit further into this, and you hear like louder snoring. And this one that's eating is like, and just like takes another bite. And then this one that's with you is like, "I must help Grangmore with the fire." And this one that's eating says, "Yes, must help with the fire." Then they start to like squeeze past you in through the doorway, just kind of shoving you out of the way.
No be brave, no fight for master, no impress the master.
I'm moving you all at the same time.
They just keep walking.
Yeah, they're just kind of like.
It's like no.
What about something shiny?
They
Something shiny?
make a persuasion check. I'm gonna say Arik. Make a persuasion check.
Every ogre in this castle is afraid. You know this bodes so ill for us.
It's not letting me roll for some reason in the thing.
So weird.
When I open up my character sheet, it's not letting me. I click it. It's not letting me roll. Unless it's just, is it showing up in the thing? It's just not showing up for me.
Nope.
No. Did you try D&D Beyond?
I did, but I couldn't get it to connect to that for some reason.
Okay.
So that's why I was trying to do that in here. Is it because we're all grouped up?
No, I only had that to like move you around, but you all have your separate character sheets. Let me just double check.
Here, I'll try a different.
No, it says you're good.
Hold on, I'm gonna try a different. See, it rolled that. That was a strength saving throw. That was
I was gonna say, ooh.
Nope. Yeah, it's not letting me click any of my other skills.
Okay, you can type it out. Like, click on the.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yep,
yeah, you can if you know what it is.
I totally forgot.
Or you can roll real dice if you've got them.
I got them, but I'd try to do it on here. Is there any space for the plus for the modifier?
Down at the bottom, the 0 with the minus and the plus.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, you can do that.
It's not letting me do roll anything either.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the problem is.
It's a 13.
Okay. So the two that are slowly like backing out of the room, they say, "Shiny, we'll help with the fire. Very brave, we'll help you. We help you when you're done with the black one." And then they just like rush into that room with the other where they came from. And the one that was sleeping in the room is just like,
I'm just gonna look at the rest of the group and just shake my head and say, I tried.
Yes, we're the only ones crazy enough in this castle to try.
I'd say stupid enough, but...
Both apply.
There's a very thin line between the two.
So as you approach the top of the spiral staircase and just kind of take a look down, this is a stone spiral staircase this time, so you can't really see any further down, but taking a listen, it's fairly quiet. You don't know how far down the stairs go, but this is where we will stop. As you...
Oh, it's already 10:30.
Yeah. As it's Tuesday, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday.
Yes, it's Tuesday.
As you peer down into the darkness that is this, it's not stone actually, it would be ice, but this ice spiral staircase that looks like stone based off of everything. It's dirty and nasty. It looks like, you know, it's like an off yellowish color. And your fate awaits you down below.
Dun, dun, dun.
I know. Damn. Okay.
Sorry, Vidania missed us again, but we'll get her computer tomorrow. Thank you to everybody who hung out and viewed our channel this evening. Don't forget, you can use your critties to enter the monthly giveaway, which is Icewind Dale. It should have been Tasha's. I did not know. I didn't put two and two together about Tasha's coming out on the 17th. I totally forgot about it, but it should have been Tasha's. I did want to share that. Hey, Patsy, thank you for hanging out the whole time. I got the pre-order Tasha's.
Blurry.
Of course, it's blurry. Son of a fucker.
There you go.
Hey, Raging Rolls. Let me just write that down so I make sure that I put it down. Raging Rolls is entering the giveaway again. So Raging Rolls, because you are in Australia, it will be the digital copy of Icewind Dale on D&D Beyond. But I'm more than happy to mail out stickers and stuff if you want. Because that should be a cheap enough, like just a letter, I think I could send out instead of like a whole package. Let me turn off the blur so that you can see this beautiful, beautiful book. If it will let me change my background effect to nothing. There we go. So, Tasha, this is the pre-ordered edition, and it's got this like really cool shimmering effect.
It's hard to see.
Yeah,
It's
that's
hard
a
to
beautiful
see.
book. No, I can see it. It looks really nice.
And like when you turn it, the shimmer like goes away. So it's almost like magical in a way. And then on the back, it's just like really, really pretty.
It is cool artwork.
I didn't realize I was even going to get this. I had just pre-ordered it just to pre-order to show support for our local game store. And so when I saw this today, when I went to go pick it up, I was like, oh, shit, this is a beautiful book. Because the one that is generally out there has that picture that you may or may not be familiar with, where it's like looking kind of up at Tasha and she's got her hands up like this. That's kind of the general book that's out there, but it's a really awesome book. Very pretty. So we will be back on Thursday. I don't think the one shot is ready for Thursday, right? But maybe tomorrow night we'll work on getting that set up. So Thursday I might do more art. I did some art yesterday. Or maybe I'll play Phasmophobia or something. But Patsy, you can always enter to win. Please do. Patsy has won 2 dice sets from us out in the UK. But you would, I would get you the D&D Beyond version if you won, which you can gift. It's a key that you can like give to somebody and then they can give it to anybody else. So let me find somebody to read right quick. Were there any other announcements? Oh, we are 6 followers away from 300 followers. And when that happens,
Oh,
I
shit.
know.
That was quick.
When that
What are we doing
happens,
for 300?
From 200 to 300?
yeah, I'm
Oh.
going to, I wanted to do another giveaway, just like a pop-up giveaway of maybe some of our merch, which that is something that I wanted to show people, but I think I missed my window for it. So instead, we're just gonna raid somebody. But check out our merch store. We have a TeePublic. I'll go into more detail on Saturday with it because that's how I should have started. But I forgot. So let's raid. How about we raid the DAT network who raided us a while ago, and they have a wonderful intro video that they do. Okay, Patsy, I will hit you up with some Phasmophobia because I don't know. I can't play it by myself. I'll get way too scared.
Is that the one where you're a ghost hunter?
Yeah, it's really fun. I just can't play it by myself.
Is it a VR game?
No, well you can, I believe, but I don't have it for VR.
I was gonna say, like, it doesn't seem that scary, but if you're doing it in VR, then I can definitely see how it's scary.
No, it's scary.
I think
it's scary.
I've seen that's one, like, it's different houses. There's one you have to go into the basement to like restart the power. I've seen a couple people play it on like YouTube.
Yeah,
you
have
if
to.
it was in VR, it would look really cool.
Yeah, you have to do. You're trying to get the ghost to come out, and there's different types of ghosts.
To its names.
Yeah, it will respond to you talking to it. It's pretty scary. But when I tried to do the tutorial, it's like I found a friendly ghost that will come out that's trying to teach you how to play, and it's not going to kill you if you play it. And then I was by myself playing, so I walked up to the front door and I was like, nope, I'm done. I couldn't even like open the door to go into the house to start playing the game. But I can play it when I'm with other people. So maybe we'll do that tomorrow. I mean,
what's crazy to me about that is you're such a bad bitch, and then you
No,
talk
I'm
about playing
so
scary
scared.
games, and it's like you're like,
Have you
I
ever
am
seen
not.
her? Have you ever seen her when like
You
there's
are,
a
it's like
violent movie
boss.
on or something or TV? She's like, there's like Game of Thrones, the guts,
Seriously?
decapitation. She's like,
that's
No,
so
I have
She was gonna
nightmares.
cover
I
her
don't want to
eyes. She's
add to them.
going out like this.
Yeah, but as
Yeah,
a DM,
like-
you like describing all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, I can
They
separate.
you do a horror campaign,
Bye
but then you get scared.
bye.
I don't know, you're so funny.
No, I'm terrified.
So there's this this thing that this game